Ever since that bus ride, I made a conscious decision to stop using my mobile phone and handed it over to my younger brother. Instead, I focused my time on studying and playing with my beloved collection of toy cars, particularly my treasured assortment of Lamborghinis carefully displayed in my closet. On this particular day, it was my big brother Raghavan's birthday, which meant his classmates and their families were coming over for a party. Wanting to keep my room tidy for the occasion, I locked it to ensure my computer, notes, and the scattered mess on my bed remained undisturbed. I also made sure my prized Lamborghinis were neatly arranged in the rack, protected by a small glass door. However, I completely forgot that my big brother had left his camera in my room, prompting me to reluctantly unlock the door again to retrieve it. My mistake, I should have remembered to lock it. As the evening progressed, dinner was served with spicy food and snacks, while the adults indulged in cranberry juice. The kids, on the other hand, were engrossed in conversations and play outside. Suddenly, I realized I had forgotten to lock my room door, so I hurriedly went back to check. To my dismay, the door was wide open, and one of my favorite Lamborghinis, the Scion FKP, was missing from the rack. Fortunately, it wasn't the Vision GT, but I still felt concerned. Determined to find it, I locked the door this time and ventured outside my room searching for any sign of the missing car. To my surprise, I found it placed on the dining table in front of our relatives. Puzzled as to how it ended up there, I quickly picked it up and returned to my room. As I entered, I noticed two kids from the nearby apartment who often visited our house. One of them was friendly and always willing to help my mother with household tasks, while the other was her older sister, known for meddling in other people's affairs and causing unnecessary commotion. She feared nothing except her husband, and her sister often joined in her mischievous antics. I considered them to be mischievous punks due to their behavior. Entitled Kid 1, Open the Door. Entitled Kid 2, I can't do it. This lock is too difficult to open. They were attempting to unlock the door using plastic forks. Nay, what are you guys up to? Entitled Kid 1, we really want to get inside this room. There's an impressive collection of cars in that glass rack. Entitled Kid 2, yeah, they look so cool. My parents won't buy me one because they're too expensive. These clueless kids each owned a Samsung Galaxy Tab A, and their parents had a BMW X3. At that moment, I realized that if I opened the door, I would be at a greater loss. So I discreetly hid the Scion behind my back, preparing to slip away. However, my plan was foiled when I accidentally bumped into their imposing mother, entitled Mother. Entitled Mother, Watch Where You're Going? Nee, oops, sorry. EK, spotting the car and shouting, There it is! Give me that car! I've been searching for it everywhere! Nee, no way. I won't let anyone have this car. I kept it in my room's rack to ensure no one but me could access it. You invaded my room without permission and took this car. Entitled, Mother, hey, lower your voice. Hand them their car over or you'll get a slap from me. Me, what? Try it. Part 2, revised. Feeling trapped, my only escape route was to reach the roof of the building and return once it was safe. I swiftly made my way there, and after 10 anxious minutes, I observed no one around. I descended back down to my room, unlocked the door, and secured it behind me. Carefully, I returned the Lamborghini to its place in the rack and diligently tidied up the entire room. Books were neatly arranged on the table, and the laptop found its spot inside the cupboard. Just as I finished, a knock echoed from my door. It was my cousin, urging me to join him on the road where his friends were dancing and having a great time. I promised to join them in 10 minutes and decided to take a short break in the restroom. As I opened the door to leave, I was taken aback to find those troublemaking kids standing there, barging into my room before I could react. In the chaos that ensued, they managed to trip me, and while attempting to apprehend one of them, I accidentally pushed both out of my room. To my dismay, entitled Mother, Their Mother, was standing nearby. Fortunately, my agility and energy helped me keep up with those mischievous brats. Entitled Mother, What are you doing to my nephews? Let go of them. Nay, they tried to take my cars and I pushed them out. What's wrong with that? Entitled Mother, My kids love what they see. It's your fault for flaunting your expensive toys and making them jealous. In reality, My collection of 10 cars was worth a modest 8,000 rupees, which I had been accumulating since 2019. How could that be compared to the 40,000 rupees spent on 2 tablets and 8,000 rupees for 10 1/18 scale cars? Nay, how about teaching your children some manners and respect for others' belongings? I closed the rack and locked this door. They opened it and took my things. Entitled, Mother, it's their choice. They can do whatever they want. Just as this heated exchange unfolded, I heard my parents ascending the stairs, accompanied by my brother, who had come to investigate the commotion. Brother, what's going on? Who was shouting here? Entitled, Mother OP, referring to me, promised my kids one of the cars, and now he's refusing to give it to them. Brother, OP never made such a promise. No matter how hard you try, he will not give in. I assure you that he did not promise you anything. You're simply making things up. Part 3, revised. Entitled, Mother attempted to interject, but in that very moment, I spotted Entitled Kid 1 clutching my V12 Vision GT. Before I could react, Entitled, Mother pushed my brother aside, snatched the car, and made a desperate attempt to flee. I sprinted up the stairs, relentless in my pursuit. It was then that I came face to face with her husband, as Entitled Mother, assuming the role of the victim, sought refuge behind him. Entitled Mother, this boy promised to give us this car and now he wants it back. Nee, you took it from me without permission. I explicitly told you not to take it. Besides, with your wealth, why can't you afford to buy one yourself? H. Entitled Mother, why are you causing such a scene over a small car? It belongs to him, so give it back. Entitled, Mother, no, I won't. He promised me. Nay, I promised nothing. H. Give it back to him now, or else. What unfolded next were 2 incidents that will forever be etched in my memory. Entitled, Mother callously hurled the car to the ground, causing the wheels to pop out. Unable to catch it in time, I collapsed to the floor, witnessing the body of the car sustain considerable damage. It filled me with immense sadness, bringing tears to my eyes. It was the last gift my grandfather gave me before his passing just 5 weeks ago. Entitled, Mother, you deserve that. Voice thundered. Shut up! This is where you stop your nonsense right now, or so help me God, I will divorce you. As the sound of his words resonated, I looked up to see the fury in Entitled Mother's eyes. She scowled in embarrassment while H gazed upon the ruined car, taking in the extent of the damage. He reassured me that he would buy me the same car as a replacement. Although I appreciated his gesture, it still couldn't replace the sentimental value of the one my grandpa had given me. I pay homage to the old patriot. Many people remembered him in different ways. I kept that broken car as a cherished memento of my grandfather. Every day I would embrace it and fall asleep feeling as though Grandpa was right there beside me. My father was also deeply affected by this incident. To console him, someone gifted him a keyring featuring a photo of me, my family, and my grandpa inside a clock-shaped ring. My father provided solace to me as I placed the wrecked car inside a case. This morning, I received the new car as H had purchased it for me. Although it wasn't the same color, I expressed gratitude for his gesture. Entitled, Mother faced severe humiliation from the family for her irreparable behavior, and entitled, Kid 1 and entitled, Kid 2 offered me sincere apologies. To their credit, they stopped engaging in those games and began cycling outdoors after many days. During the night, I struggled to sleep or study with the new car nearby. My mind was restless, hindering my ability to concentrate. I hope to repair the car once I complete my final examinations, which are scheduled within a month. The wheels have been fixed, and so have the windows. Only the doors remain in need of repair. Many years ago, I found myself working in a non-union casino. However, I had made the decision to pursue a new career in IT and needed to give notice. Rumors had circulated that HR demanded a full 14 days notice, and failure to comply would result in immediate termination. Despite the unfavorable conditions, I decided to play by their rules and gave a complete 2 weeks' notice. The following day, I approached my superiors and explained that I needed to shorten my notice period by a day since my new job required me to relocate to a different city by a specific date. As expected, I was pulled aside from my table and directed to speak with the shift boss. To my dismay, they promptly terminated my employment. Unperturbed by their unfair treatment, I decided to file for unemployment benefits. Although I didn't necessarily need the financial assistance, I was determined to hold the casino accountable for their action. The casino, however, attempted to contest my unemployment insurance claim. This led to a hearing where a judge expertly dismantled their argument, exposing their petty and nonsensical practices. The judge rebuked them, stating, "You cannot expect someone to use their vacation time for discretionary purposes when you exert strict control over its usage." Essentially, the casino had argued that I should have taken paid time off if I required time for myself, implying that I should have requested it in advance during my 2-week notice period. Fortunately, justice prevailed, and the casino was ordered to provide full payment for the 2-week notice period as part of my unemployment benefits. The judge's ruling delivered a strong message against the casino's unreasonable policy. But that wasn't all. Fate seemed to be on my side, as it turned out that my original last day fell on the day before a holiday. According to employment regulations, I was entitled to receive holiday pay for that day. As a result, the casino was obliged to compensate me for the entire 2 weeks, including a generous 1.5 times rate for the holiday pay. The casino I worked for was one of those riverboat casinos commonly found in the Midwest. While it's unnecessary to name them individually, it's worth noting that they all shared a reputation for mistreating their employees. In the late 90s during Christmas break, I, 19 male, found myself back home with my parents. Meanwhile, my girlfriend, 18 female, who was a freshman while I was a sophomore in college, had returned early to participate in sorority rush at our school. Excitedly, she and her group of friends aimed to join a particular sorority, considering it the best one available. It's worth mentioning that I had already joined a fraternity during my freshman year. Throughout the rush process, she would call me every night to update me on how things were going. I knew that on the 4th night, she would definitely call to inform me about the sororities that had extended bids to her and the subsequent decision-making process. On that anticipated evening, my girlfriend dialed our home's landline. Unfortunately, my oblivious mother, whom I'll refer to as entitled Mother, answered the call. It hadn't occurred to me to discuss the rush with her, and she was completely unaware of my girlfriend's involvement. To my dismay, when my girlfriend spoke with entitled Mother, her voice was filled with distress and tears. Panicking, entitled Mother shouted for me to pick up the extension phone in my room. I rushed to comply with her demand. On the other end, my girlfriend, crushed by the news, revealed that she hadn't been accepted into her desired sorority, although she had received bids from all the other well-regarded ones. As an adult, I now recognize that this may seem trivial and privileged, but to an 18-year-old, it can feel like a significant blow, she sobbed, seeking solace and comfort. While conversing with my distraught girlfriend, entitled Mother, barged into my room, shouting frantically, "She's crying! Is she pregnant?" In a fit of rage, she began physically assaulting me, accusing me of ruining my girlfriend's reputation and the family's name. In that chaotic moment, I abruptly ended the call with my girlfriend, urging entitled Mother to leave my room and informing her that it wasn't as grave as an unplanned pregnancy. Embarrassed, entitled Mother retreated, and I promptly called my girlfriend back to offer support, helping her devise a plan for joining the sorority she desired. Once I had comforted her, I redirected my attention to entitled Mother. Entitled Mother, consumed by shame, attempted to defend her actions, claiming she was merely concerned about me. However, I firmly told her not to jump to conclusions in the future. It became evident to me that entitled Mother wasn't equipped to be a parent to adult children, and this incident marked the beginning of our strained relationship, leading me to establish limited contact with her a few years later.